Hello everyone. There's a sweet lie that the financial industry keeps pouring into our ears every single day. Just skip 1 cup of coffee in the morning, about $5 to $7. Let compound interest do the rest, and in 40 years, you'll become a millionaire. We believe it. We save consistently. We wait. Then, 10 or 15 years pass, and the account is still tiny. Barely enough to fight even mild inflation. Today, I'm going to tell you a blunt truth. Compound interest is meaningless. If the amount you invest every month is too small, it is not magic. It is an extremely powerful multiplier. But if your starting capital is too small, no matter how much it multiplies, the final number still won't matter in real life. In this video, I will expose 5 critical mindset mistakes that turn compound interest into a trap that keeps millions of people stuck. This is not to make you stop saving, but to wake you up and completely upgrade the way you think about money. Let's dive in. The trap of too small seed money and mathematical illusion. The most common mistake almost everyone makes is believing that compound interest can make up for a tiny monthly investment. Let's look at the real numbers to see how brutal this is. If you invest only $200 every month, at an average long-term stock market return of 7% per year, after exactly 40 years, you will have approximately $525. Sounds decent, right? But now, subtract average inflation of 3% per year. A very common rate. The real purchasing power of that $525 drops to roughly $161,000 in today's money. In other words, you waited 40 years just to accumulate an amount you could have built in 10 to 12 years if you had a larger monthly contribution. Now compare that to someone who invests $1 per month from the beginning at the same 7% return. After 40 years, they would have over $2.62 million, with real purchasing power still above $800,000 in today's money. That is the real difference. Wealthy people understand one fundamental rule. The first step is not to optimize the interest rate, but to optimize the seed capital. They refuse to let compound interest trick them into passive waiting. They focus on aggressively increasing their income first, so they can build a strong army of capital right from the start. You get paid based on results, not on time. This is the harshest law that most people ignore. Most of us are selling our time, a limited resource that gets smaller every year. The result? Our monthly investment amount stays stuck at the minimum level, and no amount of compound interest can fully rescue us. Self-made millionaires think completely differently. They obsess over creating massive value for the market and getting paid based on results, not on hours worked. Take Warren Buffett as a perfect example. He started investing at age 11. But 99% of his enormous wealth, hundreds of billions of dollars, only exploded after he turned 50. Why? Because both his income and his seed capital grew exponentially over time. Combined with the power of compound interest, he didn't sell time. He sold results and wisdom. When you rise above your own problems and solve problems for more and more people, your income grows exponentially. Then, the amount you feed into the money machine every month also grows exponentially. And that is when compound interest truly becomes magical. The highest ROI investment is in your brain. Compound interest in stocks or index funds usually delivers 10 to 15% per year at best, before inflation. But compound interest from upgrading your mind is literally unlimited. Instead of spending 3 to 4 hours every day staring at charts, and trying to squeeze out an extra 1 or 2% return on a small amount of capital. Use that same time to invest in specialized knowledge. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's legendary partner, once said, "I don't know anyone who achieved great success without being a lifelong learner." The most successful self-made millionaires in the world all maintain the mindset of a perpetual student, because they know the biggest risk is not losing money. It's lacking the right knowledge at the exact moment opportunity appears. Investing in your brain today will help you spot and seize opportunities that the crowd always misses. That is the highest return investment you can ever make, and its compound interest has no upper limit. Overcoming social proof pressure to protect your seed capital. Modern society runs on the principle of copying the crowd. It constantly pushes us to spend money to prove our status. Luxury cars, the latest phones, fancy vacations, flashy lifestyles. Just to get likes and approval. Every time you upgrade your lifestyle without discipline, you are personally discharging the most important soldiers in your financial army. Your seed capital. This phenomenon is called lifestyle creep. When spending rises automatically with income, millions of people fall into this trap and never escape. In contrast, self-made millionaires often choose silence and simplicity. They prioritize net worth growth over applause from others. They understand that real recognition only comes when you are actually wealthy, not when you're just pretending to be. They protect their seed capital like their life depends on it. Because once that capital is eroded, compound interest has nothing left to multiply. The pay yourself first system and the power of consistency. Finally, compound interest only truly serves those with extremely high consistency and iron discipline. The poor person's formula is income, expenses equals savings, and savings are usually zero. The rich person's formula is the opposite. Income, savings first, at least 15 to 20 to 30%. Then expenses equals whatever is left. As soon as money hits their account, they automatically transfer a portion into their investment fund before paying any bills. This is the famous pay yourself first principle, mentioned in many classic personal finance books. This single action doesn't just build compound interest. It also activates creative pressure in the brain. The mind is forced to find ways to earn more money to cover the rest of life. That is the real difference between iron discipline, which allows compound interest to reach its full potential, and the empty hope that most people still rely on. Dear friends, money is ultimately just a receipt that shows our level of intellectual maturity and our ability to serve according to the laws of life. Compound interest will become a powerful ally if you have a large enough seed capital and the right mindset. But if you use it as an excuse to stay comfortable and stop upgrading yourself, then it becomes nothing more than a beautiful justification for stagnation. Before you close this video, take 1 minute to ask yourself honestly, am I investing to truly take control of my destiny? Or am I just using compound interest as painkiller for my laziness? In creating higher income? The answer will determine the next 10 to 20 years of your life. If today's video gave you a strong wake-up call, please like, share, and comment below with something specific. I will start today by write down your real commitment so the whole community can witness and support you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I wish you strength, clarity, and that you achieve true financial freedom, both in money and in spirit. See you in the next video. Goodbye, and take care.